The LAMY pen company in Germany likes to come out with some special edition pen colors, and the one that I've got for you today is the LAMY Studio Glacier, the special edition for 2020. Let's check it out. I'm Brian Goulet of GouletPens.com, and you're probably familiar with LAMY and their special edition Safaris and All-Stars, and they've done those pretty regularly every year or so for the past, several years. The Studio is another pen they have. It's kind of a next level pen, above the other two, the Safari and the All-Star. And this pen tends to get overshadowed a little bit. So I wanted to highlight this one today, show you some past special editions they've done, kind of compare the colors a little bit because they can be kind of subtle and close to each other, and then just really give you the information you need to know if you're interested in this pen, because it is only going to be available for a certain period of time, maybe 6 to 9 months or so. So let's check it out. So this is a LAMY pen. Again, I consider kind of a next level pen. It's a great pen. It's closer to that $100 range. You're hitting that $99 MSRP. It's usually going to sell for about $80. It's a little bit nicer. I consider it more kind of a professional pen. If you don't want to carry around a LAMY Safari or something like that at work, this one would definitely fit more that bill, especially if you like the way that the Safari, the All-Star writes. This one I think looks a little cleaner, looks a little more polished. Really fits that bill nicely. Color is going to be a blue-gray, matte lacquer finish that is going to, really, honestly, it looks pretty nice. It doesn't have a lot of glare to it, doesn't really show any fingerprints. It's got a really nice texture. It feels really good in hand. It's got stainless steel nibs, and this particular pen is extra fine, fine, and medium. LAMY does make nibs in other sizes, including broad 1.1, 1.5, and 1.9 millimeter stubs. The nice thing about these, even though they're not available on this particular pen, is it's pretty easy to swap them. We have a separate video on that if you're interested in seeing that process. The nibs are going to write fairly smooth, little tiny bit of feedback, but honestly they're generally on the smoother side, not overly wet, not overly dry, nice in the middle there. They're German-made nibs, so they're going to write more like Western pens. If you're familiar with those, it's going to be a little bit wetter on the more gushier side, especially on things like the extra fine and fine nibs. So it has a polished grip. Now, it feels really good, but it just may not be for everybody. So this is one thing that, you just might want to familiarize yourself a little bit with the Studio. Me personally, my hands are really oily, so it tends to slip around just a little bit. It's got a bit of a taper to it, which looks really nice. But if I'm personally writing with really long writing sessions, the Studio isn't necessarily the one that I grab the first. So I think it's better for more quick notes and stuff like that. I'm usually not writing novels when I'm at work. So a pen like this actually works okay because it's a snap cap. It posts easily on the back with a snap as well. So you can keep track of the whole pen. I can write a quick note and then quickly cap it and go. Filling the pen, it's pretty straightforward. It's a cartridge converter filling pen, just like many of the other LAMY pens. It does come with a Z27 converter to fill with your bottle ink, and it also comes with one blue LAMY proprietary cartridge. So if you're carrying the pen around, it's got a nice clip to it. It's rounded at the front, so it makes it pretty easy to get in and out of your shirt pocket or your shorts pocket, pants pocket, whatever it is you're wearing. And it's got kind of this signature propeller clip, which is unique to the Studio in LAMY's lineup, and really kind of makes it stand out and makes you know that what you have is a LAMY Studio. So in order to give you a good idea of what this Glacier actually looks like, I wanted to compare it to some of the past special editions that LAMY has come out with in the Studio. So we're going to take a little trip back in time, starting out with the ones that came out last year, which was the Aquamarine and the Luxe Black. Now the Aquamarine is definitely a little more of a green color, very similar otherwise, trim and nibs and everything exactly the same. But if you're a fan of that one but like something a little more on the blue-gray side, the Glacier is going to be really nice. The Luxe is really kind of different altogether. It has a rubber grip, black trim, so really kind of an altogether different pen. In 2018, they doubled it up again. They had the terracotta and the olive. Now these ones look vastly different than the Glacier, and that's okay. But very different in color, and these ones are no longer available. So in 2017, they had the racing green, which is somewhat similar to this color, but again, it's a little on the greener side. It's kind of dark. This pen was not very widely available at all, so a lot of people missed out on this one, and that's okay. I think the Glacier is going to be more widely available for a longer period of time than the Racing Green was. So back in 2014 and 2012, they were not coming out with Studios every single year, and they were not doubling up like they did in the last couple of years. They were spaced out a little bit more. So they had the Wild Ruben and the Royal Red, which are both very nice colors, and actually the Wild Ruben was kind of interesting because it was kind of a shiny lacquer instead of the matte that you're going to see on the Glacier and on some of the more recent Studios. Going all the way back to 2009, you have the Violet, which came with a gold nib, and the Glacier's got a steel nib on it. Very nice in color, similar kind of finish to it, but a nice kind of plum purple. 2007, there was a Pearl White, which had that kind of shiny lacquer on it like the Wild Reuben did. Very different looking pen, but still kind of got that nice icy look. I think it complements the Glacier pretty nicely. One other one I have is the Coffee. Honest to goodness, I don't remember what year this came out. It was before my time though, when we started carrying LAMY back in 2011. But anyway, it's a nice pen and I just wanted to show it to you. Now these aren't special editions, but these are regular ones. Some are discontinued, some are still available that are still kind of close in color. So I thought that would be nice for you to see them side by side. So we have the Glacier next to the black. It's got a matte finish to it. Very similar overall, except, well, it's black. You have the stainless steel, which is this kind of brushed metal look next to the Glacier. This one has a rubber grip to it too, like the Luxe does. And, you know, it's got kind of a shiny effect to it. That one really kind of stands out from all the others. Then we have Imperial Blue. So this is one that's a much deeper, richer blue color, darker. It's almost like a navy kind of color as opposed to the kind of blue-gray of the Glacier. And before that, there was the regular blue, which is much brighter, like a cobalt. My personal favorite out of the whole bunch. Sadly, this one's been discontinued. It was replaced by the Imperial Blue several years ago. Then there's the Palladium, which is more just like a flat gray. Almost similar to the stainless steel, except the stainless steel has more of that brushed look. And this one's more of a premium one. It's got a gold nib on it too. And then there's also the Platinum Gray, which has also been discontinued. The Platinum Gray is kind of like a darker version of the Glacier. So because that one's discontinued, I think if you really liked that one, you want something that's probably the closest to that you can get today, the Glacier would fit that bill. So me personally, the Studio is not like my absolute favorite pen, but I do generally like this pen a lot, and I clearly have a bit of a Studio collection here. These are all my personal pens, so I like it. I love the collectability aspect of it. I think the colors are really nice, and in particular, the finish is fantastic. This like matte finish to it is one of my favorites, especially for a metal pen. It's going to be pretty durable. It's not something that I would like necessarily take on a hike with me or something like that, but I think for like an around the office kind of pen for taking quick notes, it's definitely a pen that I would consider grabbing and carrying around. So that's kind of my assessment. And then, you know, the Glacier blue color, I really like it. Of course, I'm a sucker for basically all things blue. I mean, clearly I'm in my dining room here and I basically painted my walls almost this color. So I do like this color. And I think it fits nicely within their lineup. It's not anything that's gonna like, you know, really scream attention, especially if you're in like a more professional kind of setting, but it does give you something interesting to look at while you're holding it in your hand. So if you want to learn more about this pen, you can check out details on our website on gouletpens.com. You can pick it up for yourself. It's going to be available likely for all of 2020, a little bit into 2021. We never know exactly how long these are going to last because pretty much with these special editions, they make maybe one run of them and then that's kind of it. So it depends on how popular they are, how quickly they sell out, that kind of thing. But that's generally what we see. They last maybe 9 months up to a year perhaps. So if you're interested in these, go ahead and put it higher up on your list because it's not going to be around forever. There you go. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you have not already. Be sure to comment. Let me know what you think of the Glacier or any other pens that I've shown. Thanks so much for watching, and right on.